Welcome to today's video. It's called A Favor Between Friends, and it's about BokuAkaKuroKen DaiSugaIwaOi. Timeline-wise, it happens right after Take It From Us. I'm very excited for this part. It gets a bit more comfort after all the angst, and I hope you will like it. Also, it's just the first part, so there will be two altogether. Next one is supposed to be uploaded very soon. I'm very sorry for the inconsistencies lately. I've been sick a lot, but it's better now, and I hope you will like it. Let's go. When they arrived, Suga and Iwaizumi already awaited them at the door. As soon as Kuro pulled into the driveway, they walked over. The silver-haired was fumbling with his sleeves as he inspected them from afar, worry reflecting in his eyes and the distress about the whole situation so blatantly obvious. Iwaizumi walked up behind him and gently placed an arm around his shoulder to calm the former setter and ground him. The smaller flinched but leaned into the touch regardless. It reminded Akashi a little too much of Kenma after they had been attacked at the parking lot. The blonde had long since gone back to normal. Well, mostly. He didn't flinch at their touch anymore and seemed overall comfortable in their presence again. Akashi threw a swift glance at Kenma, shortly wondering if today's events had destroyed the progress they had made. But was quick to decide that even if that was the case, it wouldn't matter. They would help him through it just like before. He got out of the car, watching Suga with growing concern, whose eyes still wandered anxiously between them. Sugawara-san, thank you for having us. Huh? Oh, just Suga, please. And it's no problem, really. Of course we would help you. He worried his bottom lip between his teeth as his eyes searched Kenma's. We don't mean to cause you more stress. We could find somewhere else to stay if... What? No. Iwaizumi squeezed his shoulder reassuringly while Suga placed a hand above his, taking a deep breath and sorting his thoughts. It's not because you are here now. I'm glad that you are. Just... are you okay? A small smile tugged at Akashi's lips. He didn't know Suga as well as Kenma or Kuro, who got to know him more closely through Hinata, but even the few times they met were enough to confirm what everybody told him already. He was kind, considerate, and most of all, compassionate. We will be alright. His gaze fell on Bokuto with Kenma in his arms and Kuro, who checked up on both of them frantically. It's been a lot, but I think we will be alright now. Suga and Iwaizumi followed his gaze. What about Kenma and Kuro? You mentioned they were the worst off. The ravenet nodded slowly. Yeah, but the paramedics assured us that they could stay home. Well, that they didn't need to go to the hospital, I mean. Kenma has a concussion and needs to rest. And Kuro... I think it's best if we just all rest a bit at this point. Iwaizumi hummed in agreement and motioned for them to come inside. We prepared the guest bedroom for you and some futons. I know it's not much. Don't worry, it's more than enough. We really appreciate it. Inside, they were greeted by Daichi and Aikawa, who seemed equally on edge, but held back to give them space and time to arrive and just settle in. It was Aikawa who started what could only be described as stress cooking, as he prepared tea and snacks. If it wasn't for Daichi, he would probably have prepared a whole meal in an attempt to make them feel better. Akashi chuckled as he saw the food, which seemed to lighten the mood at least a tiny bit. The room fell silent, yet it wasn't awkward. It was a mixture of them taking in the situation they so suddenly found themselves thrown into, and the lingering relief to be safe and sound with their friends. Akashi had expected the atmosphere to be much more tense, especially considering why the other four even were in range. They only moved here because they have been through so much worse. And all the guilt he felt of potentially bringing back unpleasant memories and carrying a feeling of danger and threat into their home was gnawing on him, it didn't nearly weigh as much on his shoulders as he would have expected. Maybe it was the kind reassurance Sugawara offered despite not knowing him all that well personally. Or maybe it was the calm sense of safety the young police officer to his right was admitting, or the steady and reliable presence surrounding the trainer locking his arms around Toru's waist, who on the other hand couldn't have been more welcoming. The setter was next to Suga the most anxious upon their arrival, or at least he was the one who showed it the most, yet he calmed under Iwaizumi's touch, allowing his warmth to wash away the cold dread settling and building up in his stomach as soon as he heard what happened. He willfully surrendered his thinking to the other, trusting him with all his heart to keep him grounded while he collected himself. The food the taller prepared lay mostly untouched between them. While the mood was calmer than expected, Akashi didn't feel like he could eat right now. The stress still lingered in his system and would continue to do so until his mind was given a satisfying proof that they were safe. Not an easy task, considering his tendency to overthink. And he wasn't the only one. His eyes strayed over to Koro, who was by now holding Kemma in his arms tightly, while Bokuto, bless his kind spirit, happily chewed away. For the ace, this was proof enough. He had his boyfriends, he had food and water, and he had friends looking out for them. The robbers were gone and the police chased after them. None of them was strapped to a hospital bed or in a deep state of panic. It was enough. For now. He vowed to make them smile again as soon as he could. Vowed to be there for them and make sure they felt safe. They had a long way to go, but that didn't matter if it was with them. They would make it work. They would make it fun. They would make it challenging. In the end, as long as he would be able to stay by their side, he was content with where he was. Kenma's yawn broke the silence and caught the attention of everyone in the room, even Bokuto, who was just about to stuff his face with more salad. Do you want to go to bed? We prepared the room, but if you need anything else, we will tell you. Thanks. This truly means a lot to me. To all of us. A flustered blush painted Suga's cheeks. It's nothing. You would have done the same. No, really. Thank you. Kemma looked at the three of them in earnest, sitting up in Koro's lap slightly. You have a nice home. It's comforting. He avoided eye contact and looked through the room instead. Yeah, actually, Iwaizumi did most of the interior design. He's a natural at this. The former ace glared at him, yet it didn't have the intended effect, considering his cheeks were flushed bright red. Aikawa laughed as he felt Iwa lean against him and hiding his face behind his back. Though I'm still upset that you didn't let me paint the walls. He pouted. You couldn't decide on a color for weeks. If we would have done it your way, the walls would probably be plastered in every one of the 127 colors you narrowed it down to. Bokuto laughed boisterously while Kemma took another look around, seemingly considering if that would have been the better alternative. Reminds me of when we went shopping for our home. If it had been up to Koro and Bokuto, the house would be covered in owl and cat plushies by now. The ace gasped dramatically. Not my fault that you and Kemma look so adorable with them. Besides, they make them with such cute big eyes. How can you say no? Easy. You're heartless. The raven laughed, took Bokuto's hand and lifted it to his mouth to leave a feather-like kiss on top. It effectively rendered the other speechless. I have you. I don't need plushies. My, Kichi being extra cheesy? Just today, or are you usually such a simp for your boyfriends? Akashi tried to play it cool and keep his nonchalance, but a hint of pink dusted his cheeks as well. Oh no, that's a standard. You should see him when he walks in on one of us sleeping. He will take us in and have this dreamy, love-struck expression on his face. It's super cute. Ismala didn't say anything. He didn't have to. His gaze was enough to let Kuro know that he would pay for his betrayal. Oikawa laughed again, and Akashi didn't fail to notice how much lighter the air seemed. Maybe this was worth it. Kenma's head slumped against Kuro's chest, and Akashi could see him fighting his heavy eyelids, ultimately losing over and over again. Kuro, would you go upstairs with Kenma? I think you should sleep. The Talo nodded, but before he could answer, Kenma's eyes snapped open. No, I'm fine. The paramedic said it's important that you rest, though. I can rest here. Resting doesn't equal sleep, not necessarily. They all seemed taken aback by his reaction. The desperate tone underlining his words sent shivers down his spine. Kenma. A sad smile spread on Suga's face. I know how you feel. If I'm being honest, the nightmares will be terrifying, but it's easier when you're surrounded by the ones you love. They can chase them away and make you feel safe. Daichi next to him tensed and reached for Suga's hand, who gladly accepted it to ground himself. Akashi gulped. He hadn't even thought about that. No wonder that Kenma tried to stay awake for as long as he could, effectively delaying the moment he would have to face it all over again. It's okay, kitten. We will go at your pace. I'm just worried that you won't get the chance to heal if you don't allow yourself to rest. Akashi nodded slowly. You don't have to sleep right now, and if it helps, we will all cuddle up together when you do. Yeah, we will all be with you the entire time. As long as you want us there, nothing will take us from being exactly by your side. Bokuto grinned widely in his typical fashion. It melted into a soft smile as his eyes met Kenma's, which were halfway hidden by his hair. All the attention on him made the smaller fidgety and nervous. So Aikawa, how's work? Still kicking butt on the volleyball court? You bet. Masada grinned. Though you did fall for the feint the other day almost thrice. Iwa. The former ace attempted to stay serious but broke into a smug grin. I'm kidding. I'm proud of you, pup. That had Aikawa blushing, and he resumed pouting and ignoring the other, which was easier said than done considering the trainer still had his arms wrapped around him. Aw, babe, that blush is lovely. The red increased, and he looked positively offended. Daichi, help me. With pleading eyes, he turned to the one boyfriend that hadn't betrayed him yet. Well, are they wrong though? The setter huffed and crossed his arms over his chest. I can't believe I love you. They laughed along with Kuro and Bokuto, who were obviously taking mental notes for the next time they would tease Kenma, Kashi, and each other. And with that, thank you very much for watching. I hope you liked it. This took me way longer to edit than it should have, considering it's rather short. However, the second part will be longer, and I'm working on it right now. I hope I can make it till tomorrow, but I can't promise anything just yet. However, it will be up very, very soon. I hope you liked it. This was the fluff part. Next one gets a bit angstier again. If you liked it, consider leaving a like because it really helps this channel grow. And if you don't want to miss out on anything in the future, like the second part, just consider subscribing. And now have a wonderful and amazing day.